We are at the Columbia Speedway for the 11th race of Season 3 of the SCRL Grand National Series. The number 78 of Addie Jade will be leading us to the green flag. Right beside her is the 77 of Mackenzie Dale. That's the starting lineup for today's race. All 22 drivers are here. Once again, the Columbia Speedway has not been made for NR 2003, so we are using, for the second race in a row, the North Carolina State Fairgrounds as a replacement track. Sergeant Young and Austin Abbey, once again, for the third race in a row, have not gained any points. So they are still at the top of the championship standings. Austin Abilene will be starting in the 4th position. Sergeant Young will be starting 5th. Jeff Stott, who won the last round at the Columbus Speedway, will be starting in the 12th position. So once again, another track that has not been made for NR 2003. My limits to this game, I can't do anything about it. It's because the schedule I set up from 1951. A lot of these old tracks have not been made, so you have to use replacement tracks. So that's just how it is. It's what's going to happen when I do ARCA, when I do East and West again, if I restart from the original. So this is what happens, but we'll go to other tracks eventually. It's just some of these older ones, you got to use replacement tracks. So another half-mile track that has 50 points on the line. And now, for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The field is rolling off. And do we have a problem with the 78? Yes, we do. A tire failure. So she gets her first career pole, and she already has problems, and she gets spun out by the 77. So that will move the 98, excuse me, the 92 of Andrew James into the pole position. So horrible luck for Addie, but we move on. There's a green flag. Andrew James leads us to green. Down the back stretch, Andrew James clears, and you see the 78 car had a left front tire go down, so that's why she was on pit road. Off the final turn, Andrew James leads his first lap here in the Grand National Series. He leads lap number 1. You see the 78 car has got back out on track, not a lap down, so good for her team. Sergeant Young, second in points. He needs to get around that 92 car and gain those valuable 50 points. It looks like he's going to actually lose second maybe to Boston Austin. Maybe not. You see the 51 car stuck on the high side. Austin Abilene. This is just what Sergeant Young needs. He needs for Austin to lose points and spots. But at the same time, Sergeant Young is being passed for second place. Might actually lose another spot to the 4 car if he doesn't get down the line. There he goes. Back up front, Andrew James in the fabulous Hudson Hornet look-alike car. It is a Hudson Hornet. It just doesn't have the fabulous Hudson Hornet logos on it. Out the final turn. Andrew James will lead yet another lap. They are nowhere near catching Addie Jade, so that's good. Where's that 100 car who won the last round? I don't even see him. There he is. Jeff Stott currently in the 17th position. He will not gain points where they are running that right now. Because everybody knows those points are very valuable. Only the top 14 drivers in races with a purse that is $1,000 will gain points. And currently the 14th position will go to Josh Barker. So Barker, he needs those points to keep his championship hopes alive. He's currently inside the top 5, I believe, in points. Every race counts. This is only race number 11. There will be more high-paying races later on in the season, so we'll get there eventually. It just takes a little bit of time. A lot of these short tracks only have low-paying purses, so that's why you don't see many gains in the points. And barely any movement. Because only the top 14 drivers gain points, and because we have so many drivers, 22 involved, not a lot of the full-time drivers are able to get around the part-time drivers in points who gained early points earlier in the season. Andrew James is trying to defend against Boston Austin. Boston has never won a race in his career. Andrew James, I believe, is the same. You see Kristen Russell, who has had a few lackluster races, going past Brett Davison. That will be for fourth. Kristen Russell, he knows how to get it done here on these short tracks. He won earlier in the season at Akonichi, the 1 mile trek, and at Martinsville. So the two-time race winners battle with the one-time race winner. Here comes Chaka Desquatcher, who won earlier in the season at Carroll Speedway. And we are officially past halfway. 10 laps down, 10 laps to go. No change up front as Desquatcher passes Brent. You see Sergeant Young currently in the 8th position. He'll gain points for this race where they're running that right now. And where is... Nope, Austin Abilene has fallen outside of points, so this will be a good race for Sargent. He came in here minus 23. So he might, if he gains some more spots, have a chance to regain the points lead. He is 23 behind. Meanwhile, back up front, the lead is still 4/10 of a second. Andrew James defending against Boston Austin. Hard to believe that Hudson Hornet has not visited Victory Lane yet. So dominant in the 50s in NASCAR. But here in the SCRL, he has not found much success. It could all turn around here in race number 11 at Columbia Speedway. He assumed the lead when Addie Jade had a flat left front tire, and he has been on defense ever since against the 44 car. You see Desquatcher has gotten around Brent Davison, so that moves Desquatcher up into the 5th position. He's going to try and go for 4th around Kristen Russell. You see Sergeant Young still in the 7th position. Austin Abilene has fallen further behind. He is in the 21st position, so he is second to last. The lead is now expanded to 7/10 of a second. Andrew James has over Boston Austin. You see Desquatcher has caught Kristen Russell. This is for position. Desquatcher, as I mentioned before, scored her first career win earlier this season at Carroll Speedway. Russell, a 2-time race winner. Desquatcher trying to cut under the 50 car. But Russell, he knows how to block on these tracks. Russell, the more experienced driver. Three laps to go. Lead is now 8/10 of a second. Andrew James just need to keep hitting his marks, hoping nothing breaks on that car. Even if a caution comes out now, the race will be over, and Andrew will score his first win of the season. 2 laps to go for the fabulous Hudson Hornet. No challenge from behind. The lead is still 8/10 of a second. Down the back stretch. Within his marks. Off turn number 4. White flag, 1 lap to go for Andrew James. He assumed the lead when Addie Jade suffered a left front tire failure at the start of the race. He has been on defense ever since, despite Boston Austin closing in ever so slowly. Boston's going to run out of time. Off the final turn, Andrew James scores career win number 1 here at Columbia Speedway. Here are your race results. Andrew James scores his first win of the season. Second was Boston Austin. Third, Austin Line. Fourth, Kristen Russell. Fifth, Chaka Desquatcher. Sixth, Brett Davison. Seventh, Chris Kyle. Eighth, Chris Tuckett. Ninth, Mackenzie Dale. And 10th was Sergeant Young. Rest of your race results. Sergeant Young finishes in the 10th position. He'll gain some points. Austin Abilene, our points leader, finishes in the 21st position. He will gain none. And Addie J scored her first pole of the season. Didn't even get a chance to lead. She had a flat tire on the first lap, but she finishes 22nd. No laps down. Well, that is it for race number 11 here at the Columbia Speedway. We'll take you to victory lane for the first time here in Season 3 with the number 92 car of Andrew James. Here are your point standings after the 11th race of the season at Columbia. Austin Abilene lost 5 points to Sergeant Young, who is now 18 points behind. Third is Josh Barker, 78 points behind. Fourth is Jeremiah Weaver, 143 points behind. And fifth is Joe's Notary, 147 points behind. With the win, Andrew James, he gains 4 spots. He is now inside the top 10 in the 8th position, 186 points behind. Rest of the point standings. We will next see you for round number 12 at the Dayton Speedway. And until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.